Good evening. It is Saturday, June the 3rd, 2023. Sarah and I are camped at Lena Creek. Spur of the moment trip to try and climb the Brothers tomorrow in a single day. We loved the Hood Canal region so much last weekend, we decided to come back for more. It's going to be a super long day tomorrow, but we get to go about it with super light day packs. We've stripped everything down to the bare essentials that we're going to need, and hopefully we've lightened up to the best of our ability so we don't have to carry that much, because I think the approach hike alone is around 12 miles round trip. Good morning. It is Sunday, June the 4th. We have hit our first substantial snow patch of the day. What this means is we've kind of finished our hike up through the Valley of the Silent Men. We'll come back to that later. Right now we got to find the correct way up to find the south chute up the Brothers. It looks pretty straightforward. I think we're just going to head up this way and just find the right place to turn north or to the right. The clouds are lifting. There's a lot of cliffs, and a common theme we're finding of these Hood Canal hikes are steep ascents up through ghost forests. Alright, you can see down there, getting views of the Puget Sound lowlands. I just got a glimpse of a little branch of Hood Canal and another strait of water further off. We're slowly climbing up above the surrounding ridges too. Nice cool, chilly breeze brushing down the mountain. For me, is making a very pleasant atmosphere. We've switched out our approach running shoes for climbing boots and trekking poles for ice axes. Got the helmets on, and now we're going to head up into our own little unknown area in our brains. You can see how the snow is quite firm. It's almost time, I think, to maybe put on the crampons for a little bit more stability. kind of in the middle of this scrambling portion of the route, and the views of Olympic Peaks starting to open up down there to the south. It's probably the Skokomish group, and all the ridge lines below. Starting to form waves. Now we turn. Looks like more scrambling, but I think I got a glimpse of a bigger snow chute up there we're gonna join up with and hopefully get to climb. All right. I've kind of just been climbing up through these snow slopes, in and out of the trees and bands of basalt. And we've entered this amazingly beautiful snow couloir or chute, whatever you want to call it. It's really fun climbing. Basics and simplicity. In and out of balance. Ice axe and crampons. I have a feeling we're getting close to something big here. All right, we have probably reached the top of the South Chute. Transition back onto rock. Look at this view, looking off to the west. I think the summit is just behind us here. making the last final moves. We have arrived on the south and highest summit of the Brothers. Unfortunately, we can't really see down towards Puget Sound. It would be off in that direction. We are getting a really good example of how the mountains are making their own weather right now, because all the clouds are updrafting on that side of the peak. Coming into view here is the classic traverse between the South Peak and the North Peak of the Brothers. It's supposed to be a bit more challenging. And way off there in the distance, there's the Constance Massif, outer and inner, where we were last weekend, camped right up in Avalanche Canyon right there. And looking off towards the west, there's bright blue sky out over or towards the Pacific Ocean. There's just a ton of peaks we can see over here. There's Mystery and Deception, and the Needles is that group of peaks. Right there you'll see Mount Cameron. And then over here, but it's starting to be obstructed by clouds, is Mount Anderson. And then down here would be the Dozy Wallops drainage. And then now we're looking back towards the way we came up, this way, back into the clouds again. This is such a cool moment. The Brothers are not that high of a peak. I think we're around 6,800 feet. But they are iconic for those that live in the Puget Sound lowlands. And any view you get of the Olympic Range from the lowlands, you can see the Brothers and you can see Mount Constance, and they dominate the skyline on the eastern rim of the range. And it's very deceiving because, you know, it looks very rugged just from that skyline. When you get up here on the edge and you can see into the interior, it's a much bigger range than meets the eye. Sarah, what do you think of the summit of the Brothers?
It's very relaxing. I could take a nap up here.
Sarah just shared that we ascended 6,242 feet from the car to the summit. And now we got to go all the way back down. But it can be done in a single day. And the summit is really broad, open, safe. You don't feel like you're on a precipice. You're pretty much standing on the border of the Brothers Wilderness on this side and Olympic National Park on that. that side of its ridge over there. Now we must descend for thousands of feet and then pass through the Valley of the Silent Men. Here's a really good shot of our descent route. Way down there is where we have to go. I think the Valley of the Silent Men is right there. I'm just starting to get glimpses of the Hood Canal down there. Just in the last few minutes of standing here, it has cleared up immensely. And we got really good views of the peaks of the southeastern Olympics, which is one area I really haven't spent much time in, but I'd like to. And just the accordion of ridges. And then what's really special here is down here now we can see Hood Canal and the bend in Hood Canal. Right there, that's the mouth of the Skokomish River. Major drainage of the southeastern Olympics. It looks like the tide's out. I can see a lot of beach down there. From right here, I can see Mount Rainier. I don't know if you can make it out, but I can see Commencement Bay and Point Defiance and a lot of Puget Sound now. This is so cool. You can really see the scale of how the Olympic Mountains rise straight up from sea level. This is one of my favorite views I think I've ever had. So much to see. We are back down at Lena Lake. From Carr to the summit of the Brothers, and back down to this spot. It's pretty much taken us all day. It's totally worth it though. One of the best views I've ever seen from the Olympics. And nice shot of Lena Lake to end a classic climb in the Olympic Mountains.